Hello, good morning, students. How are you? Hope you have done previous exercise, and if you haven't done, and we are going to discuss this only. So the task was input 10 numbers, but make sure all the numbers entered by the user are even only. Okay, and this was pretty simple, and hope you have done it. So let us quickly um, start making a program. So first of all, we need to take a input. Okay, so let's take the input. So number is equals to int, let's say input enter number. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So this will take one number, and let us check it out whether this number is even or odd. Okay, so if the number modulus 2 equals to 0, that means if the remainder, when we divide a number by 2, it gives you 0, that means it's a even number. Okay, and if it gives you 1, that means it is a odd number. So if the number is even, then it's okay, and if it is not, so we have to actually do it somewhat like this: not equals to 0, then we can say, hey, you have entered, let's print or give the message, hey, you have entered odd number. Okay, that's fine. Please enter a new number. Let's say /n. Please enter another number. That's really simple. I think you can easily understand the logic behind this. So this is for only one, but the problem is when we say like this, we should write a code here: number is equals to int, right? So I should be copying this piece of a code again. Just copy, Control C, and here I am going to paste it, right? And the problem is that if again user enters a odd value, then you have to write a piece of a code again. Okay, then you have to copy this piece of a code and copy it here, and then again you have to uh, copy this piece of a code and here. So this process is infinite. You cannot do it by copying pasting it, right? So now you have to think somewhat differently. Okay, so this was the original problem. And what if I use a while loop here and use a true here? Okay, let's, instead of a true, let's say I is equals to less than equals to 10. I must specify 10, and let's initialize the I with the 1 and keep each and everything inside the while. Okay, so now what my code will do, it will ask a number, and then if it finds the number that it is a odd value, then it displays the message and says, hey, you have entered a odd value or odd number, enter another number. Let's say here we change the message, enter even number. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so now the problem is with this code is, if a user still enters even number, then that is fine. We are just increasing the value I plus equals to 1, and if it is not, it displays the message and it increases. But the problem is that it will take only 10 number, whether or not all the numbers are odd or even, right? So now what we need to do, we need to counter this problem, right? First see what is the problem. Let's hit shift plus F10 so that we can enter values. So first number is, let's say I'm going to input all the even numbers so that we can enter all the correct values, and it will give you chance to enter how many values? perfectly 10 values. That's the scenario where my program functions exactly what we expect. Okay, now if I count these will be 10. Let's count it: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. That's fine. So my program is able to take 10 numbers without a glitch. But the problem lies when we execute it again and enter some of the even values. So 7 9 and 10, though it prompts me, but it will still take only 8 even values. Okay, so let's count the even value taken by the program. So first, second, these two are the odd numbers, so they should not be counted, and we should be counting only the even value, accepted even values. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, right? Okay, if you are confused, let us see. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. So my program is expecting only 8 values while leaving the two odd values. Okay, so I have to counter or address this problem as well. So what I need to do, I need to think of a solution. Means if the value, or if the user enters a odd value, then the value of I should not be increased, right? That's the simple solution. So what I'm going to do is, if the value is not even, we are not going to increase the value. In the else only we are going to increase the value. And let's print the value of I here so that we can check it out, right? So let's see whether my program now works perfectly fine or not. So there is a problem. What is the problem? Let's see. It says I is not it should sorry, input expects only one value. So what I am going to do, I am going to use str function to convert this into a string and then catenate it to the other string. So I, somewhat like this. So the value of I will be printed. I first converted into a string. For example, if the value of I is 1, then it will be converted as double quotes or single quotes 1, and then dot enter even number. So let's execute this piece of a code. So you can see perfectly fine. 1, and the first time even a number. Okay, so let's enter the correct even value. Now let us enter the odd value, and now see, my I is still 1, because when we get inside the if, it doesn't increase the value of I. See how clever solution is. Okay, so you have to figure it out. And listen, childrens, actually I cannot tell you each and every solution. You have to find a solution by putting some thoughts and brain on it, on the solution. You have to figure out the fixes, because Indians are good in fixes. We are famous for these, and that's why our programmers, that's what our programmer do. We find out, okay, what is the problem in the code, and we try to fix or patch it, right? So the fix was really simple. Okay, now let us see. Now 6, that is fine. In 9, see, again 3 is counted, so you have to enter the third number again, and this time if I specify 7, still 3 is there. That means no matter how many times you enter a wrong value, it will keep on asking you for the even values only. So human can get tired, but computer cannot. So at the end, user has to enter the correct odd values, sorry, even values. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to enter these two and the last 3, and still, well, let's say 5, still 10. You can see, check it out, and 2. So now if you count from the beginning to end, it will always take 10 values from the users. Okay, I think that's pretty easy to understand and easy to write. Okay, so that's all for the day, and now time to give you a homework question. Okay, now the question is this. It is little bit similar to the previous days questions, uh, day before questions actually. Now what you have to do, you have to find sum of all the odd values in a, yeah, odd digit in a, let's say, number. Okay, for example, if you have a number like this, let's see, like this, then you have to count or calculate 5 plus 9, okay, only, and that should be equals to 14. So the answer should be 14. You have to take a number from the user and calculate the sum of odd digits in it and print it. So that's all for the day. Hope you can do it, you will do it, and that's a goodbye for me. Bye bye, see you, and have a nice day.